All right, Shalom. I want to give all praises unto Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, QADASH. Also want to give double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, as well as the bishops, and blessings and salutations unto the elect of Yasharahla, that consists of the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans today, as well as the hopeful elect, which are the Akim out there enduring this truth across the four corners of the earth, teaching and preaching through the spirit of Yahweh, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, in truth and sincerity, as well as the men and women that follow, and those who might look like the other nations, but are of the nation of Israel and their father's side by blood. Run across this article, as you can see, it says food banks are not ready for the millions of Americans that could soon be lined up. All right. And just jumping straight into it, it says food banks across the United States are bracing for an unprecedented challenge as Republican-led legislations known as the mega bill, talking about that big, beautiful bill, threatens to slash over $1 trillion from federal safety net programs, including the Supplement Nutrition Assistance Program, aka SNAP, all right, food stamps, and Medicaid. These cuts, which are set to reshape the landscape of public assistance, are leaving food banks, already strained by post-pandemic demand and reduced federal funding, struggling to prepare for an influx of families in need. Marcia Brown reported for Politico highlights the dire situation. Food banks say they are wholly unprepared to feed millions of Americans when Republicans cut to traditional federal safety net programs take effect. These sentiment is echoed across the food bank network, which has become a critical lifeline for millions facing food insecurities. And that is exactly, as you can see through the spirit of Yahweh Shemel Shai, this place is just getting worse and worse and worse and worse. And really, like the scriptures speak about, this is the beginning of sorrows. When you hear wars and rumors of wars, let's get that real quick, matter of fact. This is Matthew chapter 24, verse 6. It says, "And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet." You know, and that's the thing, is a lot more people, well, I would say more people in society, all right, are comfortable with speaking about World War III. You know, just as they became more comfortable with speaking about recession. All right. And as brothers have been saying lately, what we have now is Esau is showing his horns. Okay. Revelation 12:12, for the devil knoweth that he have a short time. Okay. Therefore, let me grab it real quick. Don't want to butcher it. This is Revelation chapter 12, verse 12. It says, "Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea." All right, meaning destruction. Okay, matter of fact, let's just look up this word "woe" real quick. Matter of fact, we go to etymology on it. Wow, the number one word is bad. Call all Yabashim Shai. It says woe. It says Old English, why, a common exclamation of lament in many languages. Okay. So woeful, afflicted with sorrow, weakened sense of very bad, and that's what it is. That's what's coming. That and it's crazy because through the spirit, I want to get this precept in the book of Lamentations. Okay. It says, so it says, woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. All right. So go in. What happens when you lament because you're lacking something? All right. Someone might have passed. And I'm just, speaking upon the scriptures, situations in the scriptures. Your nation got trampled. There was times where the Israelites would do their lamenting. Well, when you go to the book of Lamentations, which I haven't read it in a while, but it's right after Jeremiah, so it was during the time of the Babylonians, right? And like I was mentioning to the brother earlier, like the Babylonians was like, I ain't gonna say the first, but it was up there as far as a devastational blow or detrimental hit to our nation as a whole. You know, because this is where they came into the land, destroyed the land. We was dispersed from the land. They burnt the temple down, went into captivity. So there was a lot of lamenting going on, man. Okay. A lot of that, and this Jacob's trouble, you know. This is Jacob's trouble, and this is our trouble as well as it is the world, because it's not like they're going to be separated. We're in the midst of them, you know, and they're amongst us. So everybody's going to feel this blow, right? They're talking about cutting SNAP and cutting Medicaid. Well, Israelites are not the only ones that are on there. All right. So it's going to affect everybody. Now, there is one defining factor. Israelites will make a way through the spirit. We just used to struggling. We're naturally mentally strong. Right? That's why you have a lot of Edomites, when they lose their job, they off their family and off themselves. You know, so when these things start to really hit and things start to really get tight, people are going to reach their boiling points, man. And they're going to break, and they're going to get violent, because the love of many shall wax cold. Things are going to get crazy. Okay? Racism is already stirring up. It's already been here, you know. Like Kanye said, like I like to say, when he was in his right mind, I believe it was his first album. He said, racism still alive, they be just concealing it. You know, well, it's getting to the point where it's being uncovered, man. All right. And a lot of it is due to the internet. People just say and do whatever on the internet, because they ain't really got to deal with the consequences of the ones who would do things if they was in their presence. But they're also not giving a damn either. There are certain videos where you see Edomites calling Jake the N-word with the ER on the end. You know, old and middle age, so to speak. You know, but like it says, Revelations 12:12, it says, woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you having great wrath. And it's going to come from different type of angles. He's going to attack you financially, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and it's all going to come by what? What does the scripture say? Let go from the mortal thoughts, man. So your debt, your bills, your food, your lifestyle, all of that is going to start to be attacked. Okay, because his goal is for you to submit to him for that MOTB when he brings it about. Right now, he's just setting the traps right now. You know, they ain't going to pretty much go out and run in the woods, man. Okay, it reminds me of this game. It's called Dead by Daylight, and you always got like one person that unalives people, and then you got like 4 people that work together to open up this gate, but they gotta creep around the person that unalives people, and they got like different, you know, monsters and things on there, and Freddy Krueger, Michael Myers, different those type of people. And they got abilities, and then you as an individual got an ability, but you got to work together to work on these generators to get power to the gate to get it open, and then you got to try to escape, you know. Dang, man, Salaki, I kind of lost my train of thought thinking about the dang game. But nonetheless, in these times, a lot of people are more selfish opposed to selfless. You know, I ran across a post the other day, and it says since matter of fact, I think I got it. I got it in my pictures. Yep, it says research says black family reunions have declined by 47% since 1997. Main reason due to the elders passing away and unsolved family issues. So that's what it is. There's a lot of unsolved family issues, man. Okay, people don't want to get over themselves. They'd rather hold that grudge. I don't need you. You know, everybody chasing a bag and got money and got their life and the lifestyle that they want to live anyway. So they feel like they don't need to resolve problems. Well, we're coming into a time where a lot of them is going to be needing each other. I seen a video, which Lord willing, I'll do a quick lesson over that. There was a lady that was, I don't know if she was on TikTok or not, but she was recording one of her down in Texas, and that flood swept through her house. And she got her dad, he can't walk, and he's sitting in there bedridden, like he got an oxygen tank and all of that. And there's water up to the bed. Like, I would say probably like half an inch from the bed, from the mattress, really. You know, like, and I was thinking, like, people are not prepared for what's coming to this place. But the devil knows that he got a short time, so he's going to come down with great wrath at different angles. It says because he knows that he had the short time, you know. Let me see. What is that precept? Birth pains. Yep. This is 2nd Ezra, chapter 16, verse 37. It says, behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack. Let's look up plagues real quick. Oh, I seen that word. It says affliction, calamity, evil, scourge, severe trouble or vexation, malignant disease, all right, slaughter, destruction, pestilence, stroke, wound, strike. So all lament, there you go again. That's that woe. So there's going to hit, because another thing is Americans are used to a certain lifestyle. So once it showed in 2020, you know, it showed in 2020 when they had to submit to the new lifestyle, which is not going where they want to go, not doing what they want to do, having to be in the house at a certain for a certain time or at a certain time, and losing their jobs and getting jabbed up and getting sicker and losing family, all type of things, man. You know, but this is 5 years after that. And look how people didn't get better through that rough time. No, because they feel like they survived something. Well, that ain't nothing. That was the prelude to what's coming, you know. But only by YAHAWASHI can you survive with what's coming, man. All right. 2nd Ezra 16 and 37, it says, behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack. So the affliction, the sorrow, the lamenting, all right, the striking, okay, the situations that's going to have people bugging out, it draw nigh. As when a woman with child in the 9th month bringeth forth her son, with 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains compass her womb. Which pains, when the child cometh forth, they slack not a moment. And that's why this year, through the Spirit of Yahawah, all right, they're just hitting, boom, 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 one after another, you know? And everybody, oh, Trump this, Trump. Well, Trump is doing the bidding of the elites, and the elites is doing the bidding of the Heavenly Father. You know, it don't matter who the fuck was in that White House, man. We're on the Lord's time. He's just a face that's in there. All right. The Lord set up a person who don't give a damn. Simple as that. You know, but nonetheless, everybody's going to carry out the will of the Lord. All right. So like it said, then it says, the great pains compass her womb, which pains when a child comes forth, they slack not a moment. Right. Talking about the, I always forget that word. Contractions. There we go. You know, and the closer the baby gets to coming out, the more frequent it gets, man. So that's what prophecy is. That's what this plague is represents that baby. And the closer that it gets to the end of all of the pain being over, the more pain is going to happen, right? It says, even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, and sorrows shall come upon it on every side. Call all Yahawah Shai. It was just 10:44. And like I said, come on every side. It's going to hit you at different angles, right? To the point where you're going to be fed up and you just going to snap. Okay, I do want to come back to this, and then I'm going to give one more precept. It says Matthew 24:7. All right, well, I'm going to go back to 6. It says, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet, which, you know, we're just closer to the end. The end is not yet. It's just closer. All right. For nation shall rise against nation. There we go. Racism, man. And kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines. Okay. What are we reading about? Lack of food from cutting the Medicaid and SNAP. And the food banks are saying they ain't prepared for that type of situation. They're barely hanging on now. With people having jobs, with people able to have Medicaid, and people able to have these SNAP benefits. Well, when more people are not eligible to get their food stamps, more people are going to be seeking somewhere to get food. It says, and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places, different floods and natural disasters and earthquakes as well. All right, all from YAHAWASHI. And these are the beginning of sorrows. So that's the beginning of it, man. Okay. And people, a lot of people kind of losing their shit, you know, a little bit. But it's only going to get worse. All right. This is like the first or second contraction. There's more to come. And more frequent ones to come. All right. I do want to get a little bit more. A couple more paragraphs in that article. It says, yet the reality is that food banks, many of which operate on tight budgets and rely heavily on donations. Where are all these rich people, these entertainers, these people that's flashing their jewelry and wasting money at the strip club and all that? Where are all of these people and their donations? All of these rich doing tax off. Where is their donations at? All right. No, they're getting richer off these tax cuts. Okay. It says, are not designed to replace federal programs like SNAP. Yeah, they can't. They can't provide. They can't just print money off and throw it in the air to people who need money to provide government assistance for food programs. It says, which provide consistent nutritional support to millions. Yeah, so they're saying is their help is not consistent. It helps a little bit, but it's not consistent, and it's not enough to help everyone. The broader implications of the mega bill extend beyond food insecurity. The loss of Medicaid coverage for millions could further strain community resources as families lose access to health care alongside food assistance. So let's look at it like these. Some of the people who could be donating might have to start paying for medical now. Medical insurance, which is less they're going to be donating. You know, but like I said, where are these rich people? All of these people that you Americans look up to and want to be like and got to go to their concert and all of that, they should be giving back. All right? Let's see if they give back. They're going to be worried about their own family. It says the loss of... It says, as family lose access to health care alongside food assistance, this dual blow is likely to deepen poverty and exacerbate health disparities, particularly in undeserved communities. Yeah, the poor communities. All right. This is like the last paragraph of it. It says, without significant intervention or a reversal of these cuts, however, the nation's food bank network may be pushed to its breaking point, leaving millions of families at risk for hunger. And that's going to hurt. All right. That's what's going to hurt. You're going to have to go and, you know, like I said, they should be going into houses spoiling. This is Lamentations chapter 4, verse 9. It says, they that be slain with the sword are better than they that be slain with hunger. for these pine away, stricken through for want of the fruits of the field. So it's better to die by the sword than to die by hunger, because you're going to slowly die out with the lack of food, man. All right. So yeah, man, that's what it is through the spirit of YAHAWASHI YAHAWASHI. It's just because you had it to where you had ICE, they was deporting and arresting, the Latins, Hispanic community. So you didn't have, there's certain produce that's not being picked, which means there's going to be a produce is going to be shortened. Some of it is going bad, and nobody's there to collect it so they can get it distributed out. All right. Then you got this situation with food banks, and you got your tariffs, and it's just one after another, man. One after another. Then you got food going up at that. So, hey, welcome to the end, man. Call Lord YAHAWASHI YAHAWASHI. All right. And Lord willing, we allowed to endure into the end. And Lord willing, this was an edifying lesson through the spirit, power, mercy, and grace of YAHAWASHI YAHAWASHI. Once again, I want to give all praises unto YAHAWASHI YAHAWASHI. Shalom.